Yo, welcome to Knicks Freestyle. I'm your man's Uncle Freezy. As you can tell, I am not the ghetto intellect, right? But let's get this thing started. Welcome to Knicks Freestyle. Y'all know what it is. Introducing your mans. We ain't seen them in weeks. Put your hands together. Get up for our man, Free Key.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, good peoples? What's going on? Man, yo, first off, yo, give me a like if that intro is fire. Go ahead and like. Give me a like if you know that intro was fire. Shout me out with a one or something. Give me a one. Throw me a one in the comment joint. You know that intro was fire. It's hot. But yeah, I haven't seen y'all in a minute. What's good? What's good? I hope everybody's healthy out there. I hope COVID hasn't decimated anyone's family. Like, blessings to the team. Anyone who's listening, like, yo, like, health first. If you healthy, you rich. Let's go. Now, man, yeah, I haven't seen y'all in a couple weeks. Couple weeks, right, Freeze? Okay. Dude, I had to back off. Well, the show didn't go on because of game conflict. But what we're going to do actually from now on probably is when we have the show, when we have a game day on Wednesday, that conflicts with the show time, we're probably going to move it to the Thursday. Just so y'all know, give y'all a heads up. Around the same time, 8:30, 7:30. So that was just a little programming note. But yo, man, I gotta ask y'all, like, what's the general consensus? What's the energy out there? Because I really don't like the energy that I'm feeling coming from the Knicks community. Like cats are really walking around like this is like it's a funeral. Like this was our 15-win season. I don't complaint after complaint after complaint. When we just gonna be able to just let things ride and play out and have a little bit of patience? We've got the best front office. We've got the best front office that we've had in over a decade. Over a decade. Regardless of what any of y'all want to say they doing or not doing, or hey, you're mad because they're not talking, which actually is the best part of this whole thing. Is you're mad because you can't extrapolate any information about their movements because they're not talking. It's no leaks from the Leon Rose Foundation. So y'all mad. Y'all mad at them. Why didn't you get Cam? Why didn't you get Cam? Gave you Cam, still mad. Oh, he ain't playing, like dog, like yo, like Cam ain't Jordan. Good player. Glad we got him. Cam ain't Jordan. He isn't here to save the day. Cats gotta run with the plan that they got, and it's like when room opens up, he gonna play. That was just one issue. Can we stop blaming Randle for every little thing, please? Please, yo. Like y'all are, like it's weird. Just if you don't like a guy, say you don't like a guy. Nobody can argue that. I can't argue who you like, who you don't like. Cool. You don't like Randle, just say you don't like him. But like, oh, RJ had a 38-point game. He could have had 40 if it wasn't for Randle. Like, somebody fell in the bathroom. Oh, it's because Randle was soaking around the court. Like, yo, like y'all gotta stop it, yo. RJ got the keys now. It's looking like RJ got free reign to run. There's criticism enough for everyone to spread around right now. Let's be more judicious about it. Let's look at the team. Let's look at the team more holistically, man. Like, yo, we was a 15-win team just like 3-4 seasons ago. This is all positive movement, like a stock market. It's a generally positive direction. Yeah, there's a hitch there, the hitch there, but it's going down and going back up. It's going up. Like, yo, the direction is up. Let's keep that energy. Let's pump that energy in. We got the best coach that we've had in years. I don't care if you don't want Tibbs, you wanted Atkinson. I don't care. We got a top coach. We got a working front office. Like, yo, we got talent on the squad. We got tons of draft assets. Like, we need to chill, yo. We need to chill and let the process be the process. Y'all worrying yourselves taking the most negative route, just causing mental anguish and pain. Man, come on. Like, why's everything got to be the worst? Like, oh, they didn't get this guy because of X, Y, and Z. I don't know why they didn't trade. Like, yo, a trade is two parties. You can't force a trade. The other party got to be willing to make the trade. You don't know what the room is looking like. You don't know anything that's going on. Free agent got to want to come here. You just can't get everybody. They got to want to be here. And until now, if you paying attention with all of the back and forth that we doing and the complaining about Randle, the word dysfunctional has not been used in reference to the Knicks in like a season and a half. That's a major hurdle we jumped. Major hurdle. Oh, it's a lot to be positive about. And I'm positive. I'm one of the positive fans. Yeah, I'm one of the positive fans. Yo, throw me a one in the chat if you a positive fan and you seeing light at the end of the tunnel, and this ain't a funeral procession to you. Somebody gotta feel me. I can't be the only fans, but like I can't be the only fan on this. I can't. I know I'm not. But like I opened the Twitterverse, the Knicks fan Twitterverse. Like, you would swear we was a 15-win team again, yo. We need dysfunctional until now. What do you even talk? You know what? I'm not. Look. Look. All I'm saying. You muted, Chuck.
Salute, Free Keith. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Welcome to the show, baby. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Finish. I don't want to cut you off. You was on the road. I don't want to cut you off. You were saying some good stuff.
Dude, I'm just, I just got all that on my mind, like right now. Like, yo, like it's just. I feel like it's hard to celebrate my team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be a different kind of light, because like it seemed like all of the stuff that's coming from, and it's been this way. Like, it's just like, what we doing wrong? What's wrong? And like, there is no focus at all on none of the what's right. What we doing right? Anything we doing right? Nothing at all. But yeah,
I think
welcome, Chuck. Like, go ahead and flow.
No, I'm not even going to say too much. I am definitely going to hit on some of those key talking points that you had a minute ago. one thing I will say, I'm not sure if this is the best, but what I can say is that they're not just throwing away the young guys. They're trying to assemble some quality young pieces, and that's going to take time if you're drafting in the 20s and the 18s and things like that. Most of these teams that are better than us or we think are better than us, those teams suck really, really bad for really, really long, and we're able to draft in the top 5. And if you're not really drafting in the top 5, maybe top 10, is a good chance you're not going to get a guy that's going to change your franchise for the better. Yes, they may be key contributors, but they won't be that. They won't be that thing. They won't be that player that you can build your entire franchise on. Usually, right? So I think we've made some strides in that area. Not letting guys get eaten up, because everyone in the chat be like, "Yo, they're not mentally tough. They da 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 da," and I'm like, none of y'all played on that level. I shared a high school basketball situation, and I was like, "Yo, when we were playing the guys that were in our conference in those small hot gyms, oh, I wasn't phased at all. But when we went to the Gamecocks arena to play ball, Keith, wide
It's
open,
different. It's different.
wide open. I
You
hit the
you
ball so
staring
bad.
into the faces like a billion blank faces. Like that asshole tightens up real quick. Like you
Yes.
get real tight. Like
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And you've missed a wide open shot hard off the backboard by yourself. And then your
It's hard
next
to,
move.
it's hard to keep shooting after that.
It is. It is. And then you got way more people that you've ever been used to playing in front of, I mean, giving you the business. Sit his bum, blah, 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 down. Why is he in the game? Get him out of here. And
And this is
go ahead.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead. Finish. My bad. You right.
So
keep rolling.
Everybody's not. It's easy to say what you would do in a situation until you're put in it. It's easy to say, well, they're getting paid millions. They should be able to do this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yo, they're not robots. They're humans like you and I. It's just that they have a talent that you and I don't possess. So it's wild for you to say, yo, he's getting paid $20 million, so he has to be the leader. No, don't work like that. Don't work like that.
Yo, what's goody?
Salute, sir.
Look at these, like I'm not like I hear the skit starting already.
Hey.
Yo, we just busting in on people's sets like we the 4 horsemen. What's good? We just like busting in on people's joints.
Relax.
This is what you call
yo.
takeover, sir.
GI, we got to pull this madness up real quick,
Is what you call
I don't even think these cats wipe their feet. You ain't even wipe their feet when you came. Yo, wipe your feet. Wipe your feet before you step in my house. Wipe your feet.
Energy up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Wipe your feet.
The 3 horsemen just showed up to Knicks Freestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm happy.
G-Man, let's go.
Y'all don't understand. I'm happy right now. I thought y'all was gonna bring Kev with y'all. I'm okay. I'll even
thought
let
you was gonna cry in that Dallas Cowboys thing you got behind you. We thought you was still crying like Jerry Jones Messiah.
I'll let you 3 cats drink from my good alcohol from the top shelf.
Can I get some cheese with that wine? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I want some cheese with it, some wine.
Yo, let's go. Let's go. And listen. It's against. Look, Chuck Allen and G-Man for life generally don't. You know what I'm saying?
This is special. This is special occasion.
But
my numbers better be up. My numbers better be up, or I'm knocking on G-Man door. My numbers better be up.
Hey man,
or something funny going on.
So first of all, I just want to say this real quick. It's great to have y'all back on the screen, bro. You have no idea how Knicks Universe miss Knicks Freestyle, man. With Free Keith in the Ghetto Intellect. But listen, man.
We miss y'all too, though.
This spot feels real comfortable, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm Chuck. I'm thinking you and I can meet you and G-Man. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Wait,
and
what
then
happened?
plus, y'all know G.I. been pulling punches for like the last 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Punches?
Yeah, because the competition wasn't up. The competition. I saw G-Man jump in.
Oh, you talking about KMD?
Yeah, only I saw him jump in and you know what I'm saying, like the competition may not have been up to, and he pulled punches. G.I. listen. But the fellas I bought with me.
Oh no, you brought some heavy hitters today. Well, I don't know. It depends.
We respect these hitters.
It depends if Sarge is crying or not. If he ain't crying.
No.
Obi been playing good lately, so he probably not crying.
No,
you need a Kleenex. You need something for that. You got something in your eye. You got something in your eye.
So by the time I leave this panel, what I would do is I will fly to your location, Keith, and bring you whatever you're drinking, just so you get a good night's sleep tonight.
Damn. And so
that was strange, but
for those that don't know, that's an old school disc. That's like a disc from the late 60s, early 70s. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I'm your papa and I put you to bed. Basically. So Chuck, what you were saying though, what you were alluding to before we jumped in and took over their show, I think had merit to it, right? I think it had merit to it about how Julius Randle put up those numbers in a practice facility style environment, and then now that the arenas are packed, you can see a different player. Right. What I would suggest to you about that is this. I can co-sign for that because you and G.I. and Free Keep, y'all usually say smart stuff that make people think like y'all legit have us buffering like when y'all bring y'all takes, right? And this is one of those that makes you wonder if Julius Randle is not ready for prime time and the promised of timeliest places in the Garden, then why keep him, right? Why continue to go down this road if you know he's not built for prime time, especially playing home games at Madison Square Garden and on ABC at least once every 2 weeks. At least once every 2 weeks, the Knicks are going to be in the prime slot just because of who we are. So why keep him?
Well, you keep them because you can also bring in guys if you make the smart decisions in the front office. You can bring in guys that can cover up for a dude like that. Um, sometimes, well, here's sometimes guys need a little protection, and we take it as, oh well, he's soft, and it's like, nah, you don't want to break the eggs before you get them home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think if you brought in a real superstar, because Randle isn't that. We keep saying, like someone said in the chat, I think it was G Money, that what do you do if you get paid for a job and you don't perform up to your salary, you get fired. But I also give you a caveat with that. If I work in the mailroom, you can't have me on the phones doing customer service because that's not my job. You paid me to be
That's not your skill set.
that's not my skill set. And we keep saying, yo, Randle is the number one guy, but he didn't get paid like that. He got paid like an average guy. But
Right.
we want him to do another job that he is not qualified for. And you trying to make
or experienced, right?
exactly. Because you can't point you can't give me an instance in his career where he was that dude, where he was that guy to lead a team to any place across the street to catch the bus. You've never heard that about Randle. You've never seen that about Randle. Randle is a good piece. We just have terrible pieces around him. Like we keep bringing these broken pieces and like, you know what? We're going to fix them. Everyone else was wrong, but you don't have anything in place to fix those guys to make them better or even find out what they have. I think a lot of this stuff is just frustration and people not knowing what they're talking about. I hate that it's been put out there that the Knicks fans are the most smartest fans because it'd be a lot of dumb in the chat. Like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, Randle is what he is. You're not going to change the stripes on this zebra. It is what it is. What we should be looking for is what is the front office going to do at this point. Like you said, if he's not producing, then why are we keeping him?
Right. If he's not built for prime time, then why keep him? Because what happens is, and I want to ask Gi this because Gi said something that was so smart. I think it went over everybody's head, and it sounded like fantasy to them. You know how the 8th grade teacher walk in amongst the second graders, and he'll say something to the second graders, right? Like he'll say, "Make sure y'all learn y'all math, because eventually we're gonna try to get y'all to geometry." And the second graders be like, "Your mama me? No, it's not your mama me. It's geometry." Right? They're like, "What is it? What is that foreign thing?" So what Gi said with the soft tank thing, and you got to give smart people credit for saying smart stuff and being ahead of the curve, right? And if it stroke his ego, I don't care. I'm secure in myself, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But you got to give smart people credit for saying smart stuff. Oh, very much so, because yeah, very paused, right? But what I'm getting at is
that was a delayed pause. It don't count.
I was adjusting my microphone. Pause.
Right, well, you gonna G, I gonna make me go in the room and do some push-ups, bro.
Get in the chair.
Yeah. You know,
I know about that.
I'm Uncle Freezy, aka Mr. Macho. Y'all know how I am, bro. It's stuff. But anyway, when it come to what Gi said, right? I think Gi recognized and diagnosed something at the same time, right? I think he recognized the issue and diagnosed the problem at the same time. It's the reason why he brought up soft tank. And I don't want to soft tank people to death, right? But when there was a fumbling of the football, so to speak, back in the offseason, G.I. diagnosed it right away and was like, yo, no, we can't move forward with this right here. There's got to be an ulterior motive, right? And so when he said that, it sounded like fantasy to a lot of us. Like, what you talking about, bro? It's the offseason. We got plenty of time to go. But nah. And also Free Keith said something that made a ton of sense. And I wanted to talk with y'all about this. And I know this is y'all's show. And I only brought my guys and I brought up backup with me to take over for a few minutes.
This is dope.
Right. But Free Keith said, yo, how are you a New Yorker and gonna boo Randle and say, yo, if you can win here, you can win anywhere. And then when Randle, after being booed for so long, boos you back, you get sensitive. And now all of a sudden, you from South Jersey, you're not really from Uptown, right? All of a sudden, you're not the dude standing in line at the bodega, you know what I'm saying? You know, paying $13 for a pack of cigarettes. All of a sudden, you the dude that's driving, you know what I'm saying, the Lexus SUV, getting your gas off the interstate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so all of a sudden, you change. All of a sudden, you can boo Randle when he boo you back. Now you sensitive, right? Wait a minute. You can boo. Wait a minute. You telling me you from 125th, and then when Randle boo you back, you from the Poconos? What's really going on out here? What's going? Yo? You can boo Randle. I'm from Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and then when Randle boo you back, all of a sudden, you from Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
I was about to say, why you always taking shots at Williamsburg?
Because of how Williamsburg changed. How at one in the 70s and 80s it was one thing, but now you can walk your dog 11 o'clock at night.
Gentrified.
I didn't want to say that word, but okay.
2 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Because I've
2 o'clock. You can walk out. You can walk your dog 2 o'clock in the morning with your wallet out. Now all of a sudden
you can leave your doors unlocked.
Right. But my point is to what Free Keith is saying.
Don't get it twisted. Right. until the cats in Brownsville find out them doors is unlocked.
until cats in East New York find out. But anyway. The point that I'm getting at is
I bet you lock your doors real quick.
Yeah, you better lock your doors, bro. But anyway, the point I'm getting at is there's two sides to every issue. And I think what happened is we jumped on the most negative side of each and just beat a dead horse, as opposed to looking to the positive side of stuff.
100%.
I didn't necessarily have a positive side, because what Keith says is their strength. I'm not sure that they're not using it to hide their weaknesses, which I guess if I got the keys to a shiny new car, I wouldn't tell my mom I don't know how to drive. I would try to fake it till as long as I can until I get into a couple of accidents.
Or till you learn how to drive, right?
Well, or till maybe I don't get no accidents and learn how to drive. I may swerve a couple of times, might even get pulled over by the cops, but don't get a ticket. Mom don't know about that.
Right.
So I'm not sure what it is with them. But if they do swing this trade, because I'm just hearing it too much. I gotta hear things. You know, even back in the day in the media, we heard things. This Russell Westbrook thing, I just thought maybe Randle wouldn't be included in it. Yeah, that should. I'll be honest, Free Keith. Well, you always are positive. I don't know why you wouldn't be positive about that, because I don't know if I'm. Why I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave. I'm gonna lead if I'm allowed to go there, Uncle Freeze. Did I jump too far off the? Because I think that's what saves Randle. I think what saves Randle either playing with Westbrook or getting traded for Westbrook, and I think it's gonna happen. And I'm gonna tell you why Westbrook works in New York now. Because
He hasn't worked anywhere, bro. Westbrook has played with Hall of Famers. Westbrook.
Free Keith. Hey, Free Keith, let him finish. Let him finish, bro.
My fault. My
Yeah,
apologies.
Let me tell you why he works now. Because he could take the ball and do something that New York has been waiting for somebody to do something with. Now, the difference with him is he won't break down and get mad when New Yorkers say get rid of him. He ain't gonna care. He'll be tough enough to stand there and handle the heat. And trading him means you got to move a lot of salary. I don't believe the Lakers will expect that they can move him to a team like that that'll make him happy too.
He's
Without
making
knowing,
$44 million.
and they'll take 3 or 4 of them contracts that you said was set up to move for a big fish. Well, guess what? They set up the move.
I just feel like
Where'd he go?
The Matrix got him. I don't know what happened to him. Free Keith.
So, and you got to understand, it's not for the Knicks to win a championship. He's not here for your championship run. You be trading for Westbrook to make you relevant. And guess what happens? You clear all that salary off. You got that big contract. Guess what you got to play with him? Some young players. And I think Westbrook knows that at this stage of the game, if it's going to be anything, it ain't going to be with no older players. He's going to have to go out and win with some dogs. And I think if the right dogs get left behind with them, guess what's going to happen? He gets a lot of assists, so guess what that means? Other guys touch the ball. Can't say – go ahead. Yeah.
Let me add something to your point.
Go ahead.
And I hate when you do this. You try to reel me in because you feel like I'm reasonable. I think you do this because you feel like I'm reasonable, like I'm open to new ideas. And I think you just do this to set me up. And I kind of appreciate it and don't at the same time, right? I appreciate it because I like having smart people around that say smart stuff. You know what I'm saying? But to be drawn. But anyway, listen, a lot of people say it don't work with Westbrook, right? But look at the team results. Teams make the second round of the playoffs. Teams make the first round of the playoffs, right? He played with ball dominant guys like Kevin Durant and James Harden, who are not really easy to play with. You know what I'm saying? But the results are triple doubles and playoff appearances, right? Now, if you bring Westbrook here and say he is a shell of himself, right? Say he's not 24 points a game, he's not 11 assists, he's not 12 rebounds, right? But say he's 18, 8, and 8, and the Knicks make the playoffs, right? Is that a success for us for the next year and a half? And also, the thing that you can't say about Russell Westbrook is when Russell Westbrook plays with young players, he gets the juice is worth the squeeze. He's gonna get everything possible out of your young players, or he gonna flip out and go upside their head.
Let me because Chuck wants to. I think Chuck may have a different point because you asked a great question. I don't want you to step on it, Freeze. You said, "Is that what you want to do with your young players?" And I'm telling you, our young players aren't ready to take the basketball and be efficient with it yet. And our vet Randle is not ready to take the basketball and be efficient with it. Now, Westbrook is going to turn the ball over and do some knucklehead stuff at times. But guess what? Our young players will learn what knucklehead looks like. Even though you're trying, they'll see maximum effort can still make they will learn so much from Westbrook. Miles McBride's game is more like Westbrook's than anybody else's. He could, man, let me tell you something. I absolutely believe giving the ball to Russell Westbrook and letting him dribble. And here's another thing he does. Last thing, because I'm gonna let everybody else cook, but I want to make sure I build my point strong. Russell Westbrook plays all the way downhill.
I'm back.
And back. Oh, you're back. And guess what? Then he plays back, which gives RJ an opportunity to get the ball going to the hole. It's going to rejuvenate Mitch. Mitch can now move without the ball and know that he's going to get it. It's going to. Obi, could you imagine Obi playing with? Let's go get Russell Westbrook. They're going to want Fournier. They need a shooter. They need Fournier.
They don't want Burks.
They're going to want Burks. They need him in the worst way. That done filled up most of the salary. And then hopefully they'll take Kimba. If they got to take Randle, but I'm almost positive they want Fournier and Burks more than they want Randle. I'm almost positive they want two more than they want one.
I would say throw all of them in there, bro. Because with the one thing about Westbrook is Westbrook will drag 4 dead bodies to the playoffs by himself because he played so hard, right? Now, the thing about it is I'm not a fan of Westbrook.
Dragging the Lakers to the playoffs?
Because LeBron is trying to drag them to the playoffs.
LeBron is not even playing.
Right. And you saw how they played against Charlotte the other night, right? So the thing is a smart person on this panel suggested the Westbrook deal before you heard from anybody else in basketball thing. And you got to give them credit. Because the one thing we don't do is give people credit around here for being smart. That's the one thing I try to do because we get so busy. We got to make sure that when people do something good, you got to give them their kudos. Chuck Allen mentioned it. And he mentioned it for a couple. Well, you know what? I'll let Chuck right here. Go ahead, Chuck.
Well, yes. No. Don't get this twisted. I don't want Westbrook. I don't like Westbrook is not a piece that we're holding on for the future, right? As fans, we have been saying, "Yo, you got to play the kids. You got to play the kids. The kids will be good in this situation." Especially last night, you put a deuce on the point guard. You have Grimes, one doing the trapping. The reason you take Russell Westbrook is because 1, the Lakers want to move him. 2, he only has the rest of this year and next year. Next year is a player option. Right. So you only have
he's making $47 million. He ain't gonna make it nowhere else. Of course, he's picking that option up.
I got no problem with 2 years.
And that's fine. Here's why, Keith. In that year and a half, Cam Reddish gets experience, starting experience. RJ Barrett gets more touches because he goes downhill, and Russ is going to get him the ball. Like people keep talking about, like
Mitchell Robinson is going to eat
big time
with the point guard that can pass his.
Are y'all seeing what he's doing on the Lakers? Are y'all watching?
Bro, we don't have LeBron.
Dude, the man Westbrook has played with current Hall of Famers, bro. With future Hall of Famers, he's played. They've all been better without him.
And
why
the fact that
why would we want that?
Here's why, Keith. Because with these contracts, we don't have flexibility going forward.
We have tons of flexibility.
Listen. We assume teams want the guys that we have, right? And we have an opportunity because you said it, Keith. You said it. Trades go both ways.
I'm all for trades that'll make the team better. I just don't see how that's it. Westbrook is a not performing well player, and for all his energy, he only has one speed. and that becomes his detriment. And we see a team after team after team that he's on. Why would we want to be the ones holding the bag with him?
Because it's twofold. Chuck, let me just jump in right here. And just to clarify. So Free Keith, for one, we're incentivized by getting the first round pick, the 2027 first round pick from the Lakers. Right? Two, it is addition by subtraction. You trade for Westbrook, that means you play the kids. That means your Obi Toppins.
The kids nonsense is ridiculous. I'm not even against playing the kids, but that shouldn't be the aim. The aim is to win games. This is sport. This is the aim. Developing kids playing is all in route to that. It's not the aim.
I got to jump in.
When's the last time Russell Westbrook missed the playoffs?
Thank you. And the other part is,
but I'm hearing fans already complaining to me about we're only going to ever be in the first round of the playoffs. So yeah, he's gotten to the playoffs, but he hasn't gotten anywhere.
Keith, he's not the piece that's taking you to the championship. He ain't in the building yet. We already know that. And the other part is this: you're comparing Westbrook. He is going to dominate the ball in New York. Let's be clear. We're talking about him coming to be the Westbrook of old. Once the ball gets a rebound, he runs to the ball.
You're betting on that. He's trying to put on his best Westbrook of old performance now, and it's not coming in night after night.
Yeah, that's because
he's actually playing off the ball. He's actually playing off the ball.
Yeah, Chuck, I'm sorry for cutting you. I'm sorry.
When he was running the rock and LeBron was injured,
Hey Keith, Russell Westbrook made the playoffs after KD left, and I guarantee you can't name me a superstar that he was playing with.
This is not him, team. Bro. Give it up. It's weird. This is and then when he leaves, he goes to play with Paul George. And he leaves, how can't these superstar players, why can't he gel? Why are we gonna risk so much on a guy like that? I'm not even mad at the trades. That just seems ridiculous to me.
He's the type of player that your coach. He's the type of player that your coach goes to sleep dreaming about playing with. He's the type of guy your coach is like, this is how you play the game. I don't care if you make some mistakes. Your coach don't care about mistakes. He cares about effort. And if that is infectious, on the other players,
y'all are bugging. Y'all crazy. That trade is never gonna happen. Yeah, so y'all, I'm pretty confident of that. Y'all go ahead and talk y'all trash. That's crazy nonsense what y'all talking right now.
The Lakers.
By the way, you've been wrong all year long. Why would we start?
I've been wrong. How I've been wrong all year? What are you talking about?
The Lakers have the ability.
I said patience.
The Lakers have the ability to hire Kemba Walker on defense. The Lakers need more offense. So you give them.
I don't give a damn what the Lakers want. I'm talking about what we want.
But here's the thing. We can get what we want by getting rid of the people that we don't want. You want Evan Fournier?
See, that's the point. Y'all just trying to get rid of people.
I'm thinking
it's not y'all just getting rid of good people to make room for question marks and kids that y'all want to see. That's what y'all doing.
But who's the good players that we getting rid of? Evan Fournier, Noel. Evan Fournier, Noel
is shooting 41% from three right now for this year so far. For this year, why are you getting rid of him now when you desperately need 3-point shooting? Why? And he shoots in bunches. Why? It just doesn't make sense, bro.
Because you don't get that type of production from this guy on a daily basis or a consistent basis. That's number one. Number two, he couldn't guard anybody.
He's just like people keep telling me about RJ. Oh, the past few, this year, everybody's using not using the whole season. He's shooting 40% from three over this year. Evan right now is worth every bit of his contract right now, doing what he's doing right now and been doing since the year opened up.
Okay. All right. So
if If you're telling me we traded for Westbrook and he's going to equivocate the production of all the guys that you want him to that you want to ship out for, cool. I just don't think that that's happening.
I think that the kids have an opportunity to step in and show us what we need to see, because we have Cam Reddish that has to get paid in another year or so after Westbrook is gone.
You get paid based on your talent.
And this, how are we going to know the talent if there's never on the floor?
It's,
RJ Barrett has a year that we have to decide what we're going to do with him. 2023 is supposed to be the best draft, because now you're getting high school kids. We'll have, if you trade for Westbrook, you'll have over $60 million, or at least close to $60 million in cap space that you can actually go out and get somebody that is in their 20s, 25, 26, that is a real superstar that can lead us to something in the future. Holding on to
y'all
these
wishing on these dreams, like who is that? What number is it? Like these are the things we have in our possession, and you're like, what you're gonna do is where you're wagering things on things, these huge question mark maybes. Who? This person is at 20 and they're 20.
I'm not sure. Keith, I've got to be honest. I'm not arguing. I'm not sure what you're arguing against, because the position is the next 2
years. I'm arguing against Westbrook. Period. Now
just Westbrook though. Just to be clear,
just Westbrook. If you give me a solid trade for these guys, cool, and it makes the team. I do not think under any circumstances Westbrook makes the team better, and I'm not the amount of assets I have to risk on that. I'm not willing to do it.
Just so we're clear, Keith, right? Just so we're clear. The same assets. Number one, I want to use your own things you said to me that got me to calm down. You now flip it. You said at the end of the day, Fournier, Burks, Noel, Taj, these are all tradable assets.
That's what I said.
Tradable. Okay.
And I still believe that.
But you don't want to use them for Westbrook, even though you read around. Right. But I'm saying that. And I would love to not use them for Westbrook either. But read around the league, Keith. None of these other players that we would love to use them for that could possibly shake loose is considering the New York Knicks. So now let me finish. Because you can we're gonna keep that. Because I need you to respond to that. So that's why I can't keep holding on to these assets, which are draining my real assets, which is my youth. You have to address that point, Keith, because you have it. As long as I keep Fournier and Burks and Randle, because we gave Randle $100 million, not for him to lead us to the championship this year, to be able to play nicely with our young players. And then it's not working. It's not working.
We gave him that money to play nicely with our young. I think y'all are skewed about the whole direction of what the things are for.
Keith,
winning games.
Hear me.
It's
Keith,
not.
Hear me. You can't grab that. Keith, you can't grab that out of context and respond to it. You're wasting your time. When I say what I mean is play nicely to where they look like they can gel and win games. You can tell Randle cannot be the leader of this team. So you now have to, unfortunately, Fournier and Randle, who you invested a majority of the future in, can't play nicely together. They can't play nicely with the other players. You've got to advantage ship. Westbrook gives you the opportunity.
Why can't they play nicely together?
Are you serious? So you expect us to keep trying this? You want to keep going out there?
No, I'm expecting us to get better. I'm expecting us to get better. Westbrook ain't the way. That's what I'm saying, and I'm gonna keep bringing it back to Westbrook because Westbrook is the point that I'm making.
Not Westbrook.
I did not say nothing about not trading nobody. I didn't say anything about that.
Yes, you did.
I didn't. I said not trading for Westbrook.
You're being intellectually dishonest. I just said Randle and Fournier won't work together, and you said why not?
They can. We've seen them work together.
So we're going to tell you it don't work.
In fact, when the season began, in fact, what everybody was saying for those first few games was how dope the Julius Randle and Evan chemistry was looking like.
We didn't know Evan Fournier was the Boston Strangler at that point, though. because Evan Fournier had the great game against Boston, and it was so early
No,
that we thought he could do that every
from
night.
games 1 through 6, there was good basketball going on. When we was winning those first the games, everybody was
when
like,
we were 5-1. When we were 5-1, right?
Look at Evan and Randle's chemistry was looking on. That give and go that they had going was popping. That the handoff with the block popping.
Keith, let me say this, and I'm going to shut up because I can't do this. What you're doing tonight is absolutely not.
I'm
fair.
not trading for
I'm
Westbrook.
going to say this.
I'm not just blanketly trading people just to trade them.
Let me say this in fairness. Westbrook, RJ, Cam, Obi, and Mitch will wash Kemba, Fournier, RJ, Randle, and Mitch. They will wash them. They will sweep them in a 7-game series. They will kick their tail.
Wait, say it again.
I'm going to say it one more time. Westbrook,
man, did you hear that?
RJ, Cam Reddish, Obi, and Mitch will wash
the veterans.
Kemba, Fournier, RJ, Randle, and Mitch. They will.
But but to me, the link there is Kemba. The link there, or the weak link there is Kemba. Like that's the person to me that causes that weak disparity. And I'm not even with the way he's shooting. I couldn't even tell you that is correct though.
Alan, you see what you know.
You got to get the ball in the hole.
So let me say this so I can let
as much energy. So I can let other people cook. Kemba is your problem, and that's why we got to go get Westbrook. If we have to get, let me finish. Then you got to give me the point guard. Then if you're going to intelligently go against Westbrook, because the reason I'm telling you Westbrook is an option because he's available. He's available. I need you to give me an available point guard. I need you. We got available point guards. Like next year, then I want to see Deuce. We got a point guard. To me, that's a cheaper experiment. That's a cheaper experiment to me.
Yeah, Deuce McBride.
Wait. No, wait. Why you go away? Play the kids, right? So play the kids.
So, but you can.
So play the kids. We got kids under the umbrella right now. Play the kids.
But free kids.
I'd rather that than trading for Westbrook. Trading the assets I'm gonna need to trade for Westbrook. I'd rather play the kids we got.
So it's like you on both sides of the street at the same time.
Why?
The thing is, and Chuck, I promise you, man, we gotta let you rock to your point, man. But what Free Keith, what you're missing is that in order for you to play the kids significant minutes, you got to clear these dudes out of the way. And then how you do that is by shoring up the point guard position in the
understand what you. I understand. Don't try to talk to me like I understand what you're saying.
I know that.
I say it's a bad direction. I don't think that plan is good. I think it's a bad person that you're keying in on. I don't think it's good.
But Free Keith. But listen, what you not listening to me about is this, right? When we say things don't work with Russell Westbrook, you have to look at the degree that they didn't work. So for teams like for the Houston Rockets, they wanted to win a championship. So a second round exit didn't work for them, right? What I'm saying for the New York Knicks just want to make the playoffs. And Russell Westbrook drags dead bodies to the playoffs. And the Knicks just want to be in it. That's what I'm getting at. I don't like Russell Westbrook right now, but you can't deny that the dude drags dead bodies to the playoffs.
This Russell Westbrook isn't doing that, though. That's what I'm saying. Y'all watching his decline and just speaking to his energy, and y'all really convinced that he's going to do the same thing that he did 2 years ago.
No.
Look at him. He's not doing it. He's not.
What I'm saying is,
and you can't give the excuse of LeBron because LeBron has constantly been out. He's not able to take this team to the playoffs. So what?
What I'm saying is 8 and 8 for us from point guard is a win. That's
So
a
then let's
huge
trade for
upgrade.
Jalen. So let's trade for Jalen Brunson or something like that. Like, why Westbrook? I don't understand that. Why take that trash? It's too big a risk.
Great Chuck.
So if he's trash for the rest of the season, we don't get to the playoffs.
Free Keith, let Chuck go just real quick. Just let him jump in real quick.
Everyone brings up, why don't we trade for this person? Why don't we trade for that person? It's the same reason why. It's the same thing as, we could have had this person in the offseason. They didn't want to come here. We don't know if these assets that are tradable because of the dollar amount are guys that these teams even want. We can't, it's only an opportunity because, hey, we see that this don't work. So we're not going to be able to sit on this for the next 3 to 4 years and hope that it works. We have a plethora of young guys. We're not giving up any of those guys. Not one of them. We ain't giving up no picks.
I think that's unrealistic.
We're moving. I don't think it's unrealistic because now they're talking about this on ESPN, and I was pissed. Like y'all stalking our podcast because no one was talking about that.
Didn't even give Chuck credit.
Right. I don't think that they know what they're talking about. Like, this front office ain't leaking.
They're trying to move.
Everybody making up their stories.
But the Lakers have been talking about moving Westbrook, but then they said his contract was unmovable, and I said you can move him to the Knicks for four guys. For 4 guys that Noel should have never got $10 million to come back. You can move that contract. Burks, I like Alec Burks. I like Alec Burks.
Burks is one of the best. Burks is one of the best role players in the business. Yeah. Somebody fight me.
I won't fight you on that. But Tibbs rely on him for too much, and that decreases the time for guys to get in. Oh, need a point guard? Throw Burks in there. Need a shooting guard? Throw Burks in there. Need a small forward for this set? Throw Burks in there. And it's like, we have these guys that we don't know. We never found out what Kevin Knox was about because we kept putting people in front of him. You won't find out really what RJ is until you stop putting shooting guard. You making anyway. Okay,
making him what?
You only play out of position, which that position is not his strength. He's
been flourishing at that spot though.
Is he though? Is he?
I mean, wait. Games back. When it was only him and Evan start. When it was him and Evan starting, and all the rest of the starting unit was out, and he started to really, and he turned on, and everybody was like, he got the keys now. He was playing small forward.
RJ's player efficiency.
He was playing the wing.
RJ's player efficiency at small forward this year is 13. Last year he was 18 at 2. It ain't working, bro.
Okay, so you
was telling me
you stop putting people out of position and playing positions that they're not comfortable. Alec Burks is not a point guard. He's not good at playing point guard. We saw that last year in the Atlanta series. We saw that he did not do well. And at the last minute, we try to put Derrick Rose in that spot. And then we don't have anybody to lead the second team because the point guard wants to shoot more than pass and get people involved. All I'm saying is you have a year and a half of Westbrook. You only doing this for financial reasons and having a elite, or if you're saying he's lost a step, then he's better than Kemba Walker and he's better than Deuce McBride. You can say like Deuce McBride is an ascending talent, but it ain't Westbrook.
Why would you roll? I would think rationally like you'd want to roll with you.
Because
you have to take Tibbs. You have to take Tibbs' crutches away from him. You've seen time after. Why is Taj Gibson going in?
That takes a crutch away. If you have to, what are you talking about? If you have to play Deuce, that takes a crutch away.
No,
how's that not?
if you do
If
not
Westbrook
move,
is here, you don't have to play another guy.
Right. What we saying?
Westbrook is here. Deuce is not playing at all.
Hey, take Deuce
hey,
out
yo,
of the equation.
Keith, you gotta listen to the whole argument before you try to attack it, man. You'll take one piece out of context. What I'm saying is,
my bad.
Kemba Walker is going to keep starting at point guard, and that is not good for us. We are, if it's not a below sea level team, we are down by 10 or 15 points. Tibbs will play him so much, and it's like, yo, he can't guard anybody. That guy's getting by him. He can't get over the screens. He's definitely not knocking down shots, but Tibbs will play him. No minutes for Deuce. Derrick Rose ain't here. He will play Alec Burks at point guard and quickly at point guard before he even give this kid a shot. But if you move him out the way, you move Alec Burks out the way, Tibbs can't reach in the cupboard to get him. You move Evan Fournier out the way, Tibbs can't reach in the cupboard and get him. You have to find out what you got in these guys. You've already drafted them. Find out what you have. Find out what you have. We already know what Evan Fournier is. Let him go to the Lakers, because the Lakers need to put together something so they can win a championship. We are not in championship mode. Russell Westbrook is not leading us to a championship. What he's leading us to is financial freedom and the ability to fairly assess the young guys that we have. Because you can sit there and say, yo, he's this and he's that. You know what you also can do? You can sit him on the bench.
You can sit Russell on the bench?
Yes, you can.
G-Man, these dudes got 100 people watching they joint just randomly.
Yo, man,
they just showed up on a random night and got 100 people watching.
Yo, Russell comes here.
Yes, sir.
He sucks. He sucks. Yes. We're stuck with him because now his price tag is way too big until like sometime mid-season next season. We stuck with him, and now we stuck with him. We can't make no money moves. We can't make no money moves between now and then because his contract is too big. Like, now we swollen.
Right.
The risk of him not being productive during that time.
There's nowhere for you to go between now and then, Keith. You're not being realistic.
What do you mean there's nowhere to go?
His contract is up after next year. Where you going next year?
Point.
Where you going next year?
Beloved.
What's your point, beloved? Give me names.
It's too much, gangster.
Give me names.
It'll restrict movement between now and then.
It's not. You just keep doing
You're just not. I understand what y'all saying.
No.
That we on the time period that y'all on. I just don't think so.
Period? Next,
what time period? The team gotta still win. Still gotta win. It gotta win.
Not saying a bunch of nothing. What time frame did anybody say we were on? We said the contract's up after next year. And we're asking you what player. Okay, and what player do you think?
I'm saying between now and next year is time. We won't be able to do nothing.
Hey, but you have to have available players.
I'm gonna throw the grenade.
Who's the available player?
Hey, Gian, I'm gonna give you.
Okay, say we got a trade. Right? Who's trading for Russell Westbrook? If there's a trade that we can actually activate.
And the top free agent on the market is Nikola Jokic.
Wait, what?
And so then, you heard me. League MVP, Nikola Jokic will be a free agent. You do the Westbrook move.
He's not leaving.
Westbrook, and that you don't know that. You don't know that.
The only thing is his climate.
But you
climate
have to
where he come from is very much like Denver.
Right. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
It feels like
you have to at least be in financial position in order to even be in the conversation. Right? And it, like what G-Man is saying and what Chuck is saying, if you play these kids step their game up, they develop, then the Knicks are a more attractive place because they made the playoffs and assuming you get Westbrook, you made the playoffs in 3 consecutive years, your kids have developed, and you can go to them and be like, yo, all we need is an alpha in the low post to help us win a championship.
So we're going to make the playoffs is what you think with the kids and Westbrook.
And Westbrook. I just said Westbrook dragged everybody to the playoffs every year. When Westbrook was in OKC the year, he was like, yo, I'll prove to everybody I can take anybody to the playoffs.
Why can't we just trade? Why can't we just do a trade since this is 2K and we doing all this trading? Why can't we just do a trade?
But see, that's just it. It's not 2K. That's not fair.
Why can't we just do a trade for like if we're gonna trade out Evan? Why don't we just do a trade for say Jalen Brunson? Because the idea is to just to shore up that point guard spot.
No, because they're not desperate. They're not desperate to trade Jalen Brunson. They might hold.
Oh, wait, but that's the assumption of okay.
No. They are desperate to trade. That's what we're telling you. They are desperate.
They are desperate to trade, so they'll take like they're not getting a. That's not a desperation trade. You're proposing to them though.
Fournier, and if they think Randle,
Fournier by himself is producing more than Westbrook right now.
No, he's not. They're about the same. They're about the same. They're about the same. But Westbrook gets more assists.
In a three-point shooting league right now, with Westbrook not being able to perform the things that he normally performs, Fournier holds more value.
You're giving Fournier too much credit.
Hey, so first
he's
of all,
shooting 41% from three right now. Since the year opened up.
Westbrook is averaging 19, 8, and 8. Evan Fournier is not producing 19, 8, and 8. Let's stop that right now.
How many turnovers is he producing?
4.
And so is Randle.
I'm not against trading these guys. I want to trade for value. And if you're saying it's a deal, like we could get a deal for Westbrook, that don't sound like no deal.
Hey, you know what this is? Hey, Chuck, I'm sorry for cutting you off. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chuck.
Keith, it's not a deal. Meaning, we won something. You have to look at it from this perspective. You can't trade them. You can't trade with Houston for, let's say, John Wall's contract. Why? Because they don't need any of those guys that we would have to put together to trade because they're rebuilding.
They're tanking.
They're rebuilding. So they don't even want them. And they sit in John Wall, right? The Lakers, on the other hand, that's why I brought up the Lakers. There's only 2 teams that we can make trades with and get a point guard, and that's Philadelphia and the Lakers.
Maybe
and
Sacramento.
Maybe Sacramento.
Man, I hate Ben Simmons. I definitely don't want him on the team, but I would trade for him before Westbrook.
We would too.
I would too. But the likelihood of a trade like that happening with Philly, with us, is almost nil, bro.
He doesn't want to be here. He wants to go west.
Right. So the Lakers are wanting to move Westbrook's big contract because it's not working, right? I'm not saying it's going to work over here, Keith. What I'm saying is we get to move out pieces that don't fit on our team, right? Now we can see what our youth do with an elite point guard. Yes, he's not Westbrook of old.
You don't, because how could you argue against him?
That's a BS intellectual. You don't understand it, or if you did, you would agree with it. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah.
No, but they give an alternative.
I just don't agree. I don't agree. I don't like tying my hands from now until the end of his contract. Why? Because I think like there will be trade options available. I feel like between now and a year and a half from now, like we might be able to make better trades with those guys. With those same guys,
here's why you're
than Russell Westbrook because he makes way too much money.
Here's why let me just say this real quick. So guys, we probably got about 7 minutes left, right? And so what we want to do is I want to pass it to G-Man and to Chuck just real quick just so they can get some words in. So you
Yeah,
guys can wrap
I'll
up
let you
your show.
live. I'll let you live,
Right.
G-Man. I'll let you live.
Right. And so G-Man, we just want to just throw something in just real short so the fellas can wrap up their
Okay,
joints.
so I sat here patiently and sat through this conversation. That's what I'm gonna be polite and I'm gonna call it a conversation. Number one, I'm gonna say this: the New York Knicks are never in a position of power to dictate trades. That's number one. That's not where we are. So whatever you can get, you get what you can get to best fit the team at the time, and then move on from there. We always come to the point of this organization has no direction right now. We don't know whether we're coming or going. And it's evident of what you see on the court every night. So I will say this, and I'm gonna end this I'm gonna be very short, probably the shortest I've ever been. Get a direction, adhere to that direction, and move forward with the direction. Point blank, period. That's as simple as I can put it.
All right, Chuck.
Gentlemen, the New York Knicks aren't sexy. They're not the sexy chick, so they don't get to choose who's going to come kick it with them. It's whoever decides. Well, she's good enough. That's where we're at. Well, I guess she's good enough.
At 3:00 in the morning.
Exactly. So to say, yo, we could make better deals with folks for this person and that person, yeah, it's a possibility. It is a possibility. But getting rid of a bunch of stopgaps to actually let your talent develop, I don't see anything wrong with that. Whether it's Westbrook, whether it's De'Aaron Fox, whether it's Ben Simmons. But I know that the Lakers would be an easier deal to move all those guys in one foul swoop.
But I'd rather give up quality talent for those guys.
All
like
right.
you.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I get excited.
Right,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I'm just gonna throw out this one thing real quick, and then I'm gonna pull G-Man myself and Chuck off the screen so y'all can wrap up, right? I think as a Knicks fan, we have to embrace the fact that the possibilities are endless, and we've never been in this situation before, right? So the fact that we argue over possibilities only serves to say that the front office has been doing positive things, and the coach has been doing positive things. And so with that said, I'll move out of the way. So we got about 5 minutes left. So what we'll do is GI, if you want to go first for about 2.5 minutes to wrap up, and then we'll wrap up with Free Keith with 2.5 minutes, and then we'll close. Hey, I want to say thank you to Chuck Allen and to G-Man for life for coming through, helping me take over this show and help making this show dope. Because without us, I don't know if Free Keith and GI could. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But anyway, we'll move out of the way, y'all. All right, GI, you ready?
Ready. First of all, I want to thank you, fans, for tuning in to us tonight. I cannot impress upon you how hard that Freezy works behind the scenes for this Blorange Tears. This means so much to him, this Knicks brand. And he pushes us and he challenges us. I feel honored to that Free Keith picked me to be his co-host in this journey. But tonight, like many nights, he just couldn't be further off. While maybe there could be another player, he did not bring him forth in his argument tonight. So that, is why I think he has holes in it. The bare minimum becomes addition by subtraction. By allowing Russell Westbrook to come to Madison Square Garden, where he's a big figure, and he'll stand there and be garden-like, and he'll absorb the boos, the way he takes he'll teach these guys how to be superstars in the garden. We need that again. I'm sorry. We got to strip it down to the basics. In addition to that, by getting rid of so many heavy contracts, veterans in front of them, RJ has to do more. Cam has to do more. Mitch has to do more. McBride has to do more. Sims has to do more. As you get in this, Grimes has to do more. Hello. Taking 2 years to develop the players. Tell me it don't make sense. And you'll end up winning around the same amount of games.
All right. All right. Free Keith, you ready? You ready, Free Keith?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, G, I didn't cut you off. We just trying to hit to the timeline. You know how it is.
Hey, what's up, folks, man? Look, man, you heard a lot of nonsense tonight. You heard a lot of nonsense. Like, yo, I'm not here for it. Just because we don't know the direction, because people haven't been talking, we don't know that there isn't a direction. Because people haven't been talking. I'm gonna celebrate the same thing I celebrated with the front office coming on. I celebrate it now. Like, I'm glad this is all fan fiction. I'm glad we got nothing to bite onto. I'm glad we don't know because it ain't no leaks. And like, I hope that Westbrook ain't the mighty target for clearing cap space. Because like, as the moment we get him, I know we ain't making no more moves from now until at best trade deadline next year. So like, and that's not really what I want to see. I want to be able to I want to be able to see some better movement on some better contracts, on some better people, or even 2 or 3 other better fits to get rid of those players. I'm not about just getting rid of guys just to make room for some young guys who are big question marks. But anyway, love y'all for tuning in. Do me a favor. It's 102 of y'all watching, and we only got 59 likes. You stealing likes from Freezy. Give them likes up
from y'all. So
now,
so just let me say this just in closing. Thank y'all for coming out. You know what I'm saying? The guys just showed up on a random night and 100 people just showed up to show their love and support. It just goes to show that Knicks Freestyle might be, the second best show on the channel. It might be. But behind the KMD, the KMD is fire. Tune into the KMD 8:45 every morning. You know what I'm saying? These guys be going at it, but it ain't nothing but love. We'll holler at y'all later. Peace, y'all.